Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be doing a 70% hydration using Caputo Pizzeria, and we're going to be doing it over 24 hours. Looks fantastic, that pizza, doesn't it? So we're going to be doing it all at room temperature as well, just as normal, so let's get down to it. So here we go, we're going to start with the 1 kilogram of pizzeria. Now one problem we had here is the bag developed a bit of a leak, so slight break with tradition. I'm going to put the flour into a bowl so we don't lose any more flour. But we need 700 grams of water, 1 gram of yeast, and we need to mix those things together. So as I said on previous videos, you just need to mix the instant yeast into the water. That just makes sure that yeast is active. Then we need to gradually add in the flour. So I'm just putting it in a cup at a time, and then we need to mix that together. So what if you'll notice first off, it's quite watery. But as we start to add in more cups of flour, you'll notice it starts to become a lot more thicker. So we're just going to add in another cup of flour there. So all the cups, they all add up to 1 kilo. Only a little bit of flour escaped from the hole in the bag. So it's probably not quite 70% hydration. It's probably slightly more because we lost a bit of flour along the way. But there you go, that's a perfect look of looking a little bit more like a batter. So we'll stir that around and we'll pop in another cup of flour. So you'll notice now it starts to get thicker and it starts to go more into like a pastry or a thick porridge. Now with it being a higher hydration, what we'll notice is it's a lot more runny. So you just make sure that you've got a dough scraper with you, because you might just need that just to help you out. So what we're going to do next is we're going to pour out that flour, the remaining flour, onto the work surface, and then we're going to pour out the pizza dough. Now look at that, very runny, a lot more runny than we're normally used to on here when we're doing a lower hydration pizza dough mix. So what we need to do is just get your hands in there. It's going to be a bit messy. If you don't like using your hands at this stage, you can use the dough scraper, but I'm all in. Go big or go home, as they say, so I'm getting my hands stuck in there. So eventually it does take the moisture, and you'll notice it's still a little bit sticky. There's quite a lot of the pizza dough sticking to my hands. So you need to start to knead it. If it becomes sticky, just give it a couple of taps on the work surface and it will become a little bit more easier to use. So we don't need to do this for 15 minutes. It will take a little bit longer than normal. Normal lower hydrations is 10 minutes of kneading. This takes about 15 minutes of kneading. Again, just there, just rolling it out, just tapping and onto the work surface does help with the stickiness of the dough. So now I've been able to get my palms in there. So again, just a couple of taps on the work surface and that just makes it less sticky. So putting it into a bowl now, just giving that a quick spin round, and what we need to do is rest it for 1 hour. So after the hour, it looks a little bit like this. So I've just used the dough scraper there just to get it off the work surface. And now I need to put in the 25 grams of salt. And as you'll have seen on this video, on previous videos, I'm folding the salt in, and that just makes sure that the salt is nice and evenly distributed throughout the pizza dough. So just whilst I'm doing that, just a big shout out to all the subscribers who have subscribed recently. I've got just over 800 now, so thank you to every single one of you. So we just need to knead now for 5 minutes, and that'll just make sure that the salt is all nicely mixed in there, and it'll just help us develop a bit more of that gluten. So in general, I wouldn't always recommend a high hydration with this flour, but it will take the 70% as you've seen. So let's cover it with a shower cap for 19 hours. So that's the 19 hours done. Let's get that shower cap off. Let's have a look. Got all them bubbles. So the yeast's been doing its job. Looks fantastic. So let's have a look, see if we've got any gluten development and some structure in there, and a little bit of a test. Look at that. Fantastic. Looks really stretchy there, and I must admit it was very soft as well. So strong and soft. So just peeling the pizza dough off the edges of the bowl there. And again, this is just one of the things with the slightly high hydration, it is a bit sticky. So normally the dough just pops straight out, but doing that just makes it a bit easier for balling up. So next up we need 230 grams per pizza ball, bit of semola flour, and there we go, spot on the scales. So we'll just start to form that pizza ball now, and of course we're going to then, once that ball is formed, we're going to put it into one of the tubs that are available from Poundland. So just a spin round, just dusting the inside of the pizza ball tub, and we'll place that dough ball inside and just pop the lid on, and we need to let those rest for 4 hours. Here they are before, and here they are after 4 hours. Next up, it's pizza time. Okay, pizza time now, so put a bit of semola flour on top of the pizza ball, and look at that, it comes straight out of that tub. So just giving it a quick dousing over the dough ball, and then we're going to push out with his fingers. And first observation, this dough, well, what can you say, it's Caputo flour, it's the best flour. Beautiful and soft, really easy to work with, and super strong. So just clearing off that semola flour, it's really important to do that. Does stop you getting that bitter burnt taste when we place it in the pizza oven. So you've seen from previous videos that we've used supermarket flour, and again the difference is striking with Caputo versus that. Caputo certainly has the quality upper hand. So on with the mutty pizza sauce, and as I said in previous videos, I think that's the best sauce that we've got. If you don't agree, leave a comment, let me know what sauces have you used previously. So on with some grated mozzarella, and then we'll put on some fresh buffalo mozzarella. That's it, looking fantastic. So pepperoni, putting some pepperonis on. This was the leftover Tesco pepperoni from our previous video. So just so I make sure we're not having any food waste. Onto the peel, easy peasy, and now it's off to the oven. 400 degrees the oven temperature, and all this is shot in real time, speeded up, no editing on this particular version. So we filmed this in January 2023, and it premiered in March 2023. So you can just start to see that back edge rising up, and also as well you can see those pepperonis cupping up as well, and you get that nice little cup of lovely oil in those pepperonis, and it all adds to that flavour. So just warming up the turning peel, and we'll be ready for that first turn. So one thing I do notice, when it's in the colder temperatures, you certainly don't have to turn the pizza as much, and probably the oven is a bit more forgiving. But in the summer months, of course, you've really got to keep your eye on that pizza because it can burn so easily. So that is now what was at the back of the pizza oven, as we're getting it the full 180, and those pepperonis are definitely starting to cup. And now we'll just turn that 90 degrees, looking good, and it's really starting to sizzle. The cheese is starting to melt, and you just know you're going to get some great pizza. So what are your experiences of cooking pizza in the summer and the winter? Please let me know in the comments, it really would be appreciated. So we'll just turn that now a further 90 degrees, and it really, look at all that steam that's coming out of the pizza. It was really cold this particular January evening when we were filming this. It was absolutely freezing. So just spinning that pizza around and just making sure it's nicely cooked all the way around, and that looks pretty good to me. Now let's get the main peel and let's get it out. Brilliant, looks delicious. So onto the chopping board. Look at that, leave a comment, what do you think? What do you think of that finished product? Looks absolutely fantastic, really nice and crispy. Let's have a look underneath. Not forgotten this time, remembered. That looks pretty reasonable to me. Let me know what you think in the comments. So time to cut it up. That's opened up. Looks absolutely fantastic. It tasted wonderful, this pizza. Really nice. Oliver loved it and Natalie loved it too. Look at that crust. What remains for me to say is thanks for watching, and bye for now.